Today's verse of the day, James chapter 4, verse 13 through 15. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. Every day is not promised. You must live in today. Live in the moment and execute the things that you had on your list of things to execute today. Stop prolonging and delaying the things that you want to do for the next day, because that day is not promised. So do the things that you said you wanted to do in the day that you said you're going to do it, and execute promptly, so that if you were to leave this earth the next day, you can leave knowing that you fulfilled the things that you said you were going to do. That being said, let's get to the charts. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Here we have the Tuesday chart loaded up on the SPY chart, 5-minute time frame. And as you guys see here, we had some initial failure coming into this market session due to our failure to get back above 675. We saw some rejection come into the market and fell back down to 669, where we then bounced off 669 and range bound, held a range between 669 and 671. Our trade that we took on this particular day was right around this 671 level. Once I saw failure to get below it and hold, I looked for calls going back into the orb low. However, I noticed that we were trending the EMA, so I did take a quick profit on this trade. Got in down here and took profit towards the top side of this candle, getting out of it at the right time, because then we went lower and then we reversed and claimed these levels later. So that was my trade that I took on Tuesday. We didn't take any trades on Monday, just simply due to the fact that I didn't really like the price action and I wasn't really too confident in where the market was going that day, so I just passed on it. But I did take a trade Wednesday, so let's move on and talk about what trade we took on Wednesday. All right, you guys, here we have the Wednesday chart loaded up on the SPY chart, ticker symbol SPY, 5-minute time frame loaded up. So on Wednesday, we had failure back below 670. We opened below 670, and so I was looking for puts after seeing the failure to hold 670. Once we formed our orb level, I looked for an entry right around 9 o'clock to 9:30. We were seeing a lot of failure below our previous orb low levels and our current orb low level of the day. And so I looked to take a position once I saw this retest of the EMA and this continuation to hold below the orb, which was also our demand level of 668. So getting a failure here, I took a position using this candle high as a stop loss. We were able to catch a sharp move to the downside all the way down to 665, where I looked to take full profits. That was my target price, so I was just fully out of that position after that, because we did have FOMC on this day. And so after FOMC, we saw some stronger downside movement come in. And once we got that stronger downside movement, that set up the possible outcome for the continuation downside to come in on Thursday. So we didn't take any trades on Thursday. There was more downside that did come in that day. I just didn't personally feel comfortable enough to take any trades on Thursday, because the previous few Thursdays I've been having a lot of strong losses, and so I just decided not to no longer trade on Thursday. So we did not take a trade on Thursday, but we did take trades on Friday. So let's move on to Friday and talk about what trades we took on Friday. All right, ladies and gents, and here we have the Friday chart loaded up once again on the SPY chart. So as you guys see, we gapped all the way down to below 660. And on Friday in particularly, we opened up at 656.56. From there, we held below that range, and we just saw downside for the majority of the day. I looked to take positions on calls, however, after seeing us fail to close below our 683 level. I was seeing us struggle a lot here, and so once I saw that we were struggling, I did look to take a position after getting initial break above this trend. I saw that we broke the structure, so once we broke the structure, I just simply looked for a re-entry on this level, and I saw that we were holding this level here at 652, so I did take positions at 652 using that candle low as a stop loss, and pretty much just rode it back into the pre-market low in this previous candle high up here, using that as my target. Taking profits here at this candle, I was able to get out of this position. From there, I looked to take a pivot position to see a retest and a failure continuation to the downside. But we were seeing a lot of choppy price action, as in we, I mean me. I was seeing a lot of choppy price action, and so I wasn't too confident in this movement. And as soon as I took my eyes off the screen, I mean, these candles are starting to get really aggressive and move to the downside. So we saw a lot of aggressive movement, as you guys see, closer and closer towards the end of the day. And so by the end of the day, we reached all the way down to 645. 644.73 to be exact. From there, we saw a quick reversal and push back up into our levels of demand that we have marked out there, which is 647 to 649. We reclaimed those levels going into the post market, and we gapped up and pushed a little bit higher going into post market as well. But essentially, we pushed all the way down below our demand level of 650, which is a major level of demand. And now we want to talk about what can happen going into this next week. So that's what we're going to talk about next. Let's pull up the 4-hour time frame and talk about it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I just want to say thank you all for watching. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, turn on the notification bell. And if you guys want to learn more about how to day trade, I have a free day trading course on my website at www.continuebelief.com. There you'll get all the information and resources needed to help you guys learn more on your journey to day trading. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get back to it. All right, you guys, and here we have the 4-hour chart loaded on the SPY chart, ticker symbol SPY. Let's go back and recap the overall week just to talk about what price action we had happen this week. So to begin the week off, we started out in the 670 level, right around 668, and we reclaimed 670 in that session, holding above it for the period of that day, but then closing below it at the end of the day. So we saw some wicks come in at the initial start of the week. Then we had a gap up in the market going into Tuesday, pushing all the way up to 674. However, we failed to reclaim 674. And in my opinion, I think that this would have been the best day to get puts after seeing that failure confirmation of reclaiming 675. This would have been the best day to use as a level of risk, because any day after this, you just see gap down after gap down. So after this day, we then had Wednesday opening below 670 back again at 668. From there, we had some strong rejection levels come in after failing to get above 670. From 670, we pushed down to 665. From 665, we saw a failure lower after the Fed meeting, all the way down to 661, closing the day at 661.5. And then going into Thursday, we had a gap down all the way down to 656 or 657. From there, we pushed back above 660, trying to reclaim it, but we failed once again. You could have used that level as an entry, as you see here, this little wick here. Could have used that level as an entry as well, but that one was more risky, but you could have used that as a level as well. But after this closure, we closed back below 660, failing to get back above it on Thursday. Then going into Friday, we had that strong move to the downside back below 650. So overall, we had a downside move, and this is probably one of the downside moves that, in my opinion, I've been waiting for. And I think that a lot of market makers and investors have been waiting for, people who day trade have been waiting to see happen. And now that this has happened, what can we see next? So what are the levels to watch going into this week? As of right now, where we currently stand, my levels that I'll be watching are going to be personally this 645 to 646 level, to the 652 or 653 level. If we can hold 646, I think that we can see a push back up to 653. However, if we can't hold 646, I think we can see a push back below 646 and possibly push down to 640. From there, we can possibly see a bounce come in, but if not, we can push below that level and push all the way down to 626. So 646 and 652 to 653 are going to be my main levels that I'm watching going into the beginning of the week. If we can reclaim 652 to 653, I think we can see a push back up to 656. And if we reclaim above 656, we can see a push back up to 660. So these will be the levels to watch going into the beginning of this week, and probably throughout the majority of this week as well. However, you guys definitely want to keep an eye out for possible continuation to the downside. We did see a little bit of a reversal going into the closure of Friday at that 645 level. So that is going to be an interesting level to watch for next week. But again, if we fail below that 645 to 646 level, we can push down lower. So these are the levels to be mindful of going into this next week of March. Comment below how you guys did in the market. If you guys were green, red, or yellow, let me know what you guys think you could have done better. What's your favorite trading strategy? All those things. Just comment below. Give me some engagement. I would love to hear back your feedback and your thoughts. Comment below whether or not you think the market's going up or down. I think that we can possibly see some upside, but not a lot of upside to where we reclaim 660. But it's definitely in the deck of cards of things that can happen. I also think that it's possible we see downside if we fail to hold that 645 level. That's going to be the line of sand to start the week, and if we fail to hold that level, we can see possibly lower, possibly even break 640 going into this week. But if we hold that level, then we should be in a position to where we can see a little bit of upside. So yeah, those will be the levels to watch going into the beginning of this week. With that being said, this will be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also turn on the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.